Hi guys, it's Ash here from Hypnostalgia, and today in this Premiere Pro tutorial I'm going to show you how to use the scene edit detector. Now what this allows you to do is take a video file that may contain a bunch of hard cuts or a bunch of individual clips that have been baked into one individual video file. So for example, here on my timeline I have a bunch of shots that have, if you can see on the timeline, have no edit points in or out. There's no cuts, and there is cuts within those clips. So this is just footage that I shot earlier from a video tutorial that we're creating on how to make cinemagraphs, and as you can see there's no cuts on there. The reason for this, and this is why I'm making this tutorial, this is why I came across this, so I might as well teach you guys something while I'm at it. We noticed that there was some dirt on the lens. Now we can go in and treat this footage and edit it from those individual clips. However, if I wanted to remove those blemishes, on 4K footage it's going to be a little bit resource intensive, and to process that on each individual clip when I'm playing it back, it just made more sense to me to treat the entire, literally put all the clips on a timeline, render them out losslessly using an intermediary codec, which I'll make another video about all that. So basically you don't lose any quality. You know what lossless means if you're an editor, you know exactly what I'm talking about. Remove those blemishes across every clip and then just send that file to whoever needs to edit it, and then they can go and use this tutorial, the scene edit detector, to find those cut points again. So it's really useful if you don't want to be uploading multiple clips and you want to transport an entire file. It's also really useful if you're capturing old tech like mini DV or VHS using a capture card, because most of the time those capture devices do result with an individual huge file, and you might be looking at this tutorial because you want to go in there and find those cut points. So just real quick, I've just shown you there is cut points in there. I'm going to show you how to find those cuts. Find the clip on your timeline, right click it and just click on scene edit detection. It's that simple. You'll see this dialog box appear. By default the top option is enabled, but for this tutorial I'm going to enable create bin of subclips from each detected cut point, as well as the top option, which is apply a cut at each detected cut point. That second option is just going to create a really nice bin with a bunch of those subclips in, as if you've imported the footage yourself and you have the in and out points on every clip already there. So just analyze that. I think Premiere has some pretty cool AI stuff going on in the background. I don't really know the ins and outs of that. I'm not like a programmer guru. I'm not really into that sort of stuff, but I believe it works on ratios of pixel changes. So between two frames, if there's like a 95% difference in pixel data, then the software can kind of assume that that is a hard cut. Just how you would find a hard cut by analyzing frame by frame, this is what the software is doing. It's going through, and if it detects a major change from one frame to the next, then you can safely gamble on it being a hard cut, and then just places that cut in there for you. So this is nearly done now. Pay attention to the stitched folder down here on the left. You'll see something pretty interesting, which is really powerful, really useful. There's a duplicated folder now because I've done this tutorial twice now just to make sure it works. But in here you'll see the name of your comp and you'll see all the subclips. So now from that massive file that we just had on the timeline, I can delete all these points. I can now go in, double click on these, use my source monitor to find. So there you go, it's got the, you can find literally all those clips are now ready to rock and roll. So here is one clip, there's another, and if you look, Premiere's done a pretty good job at figuring out where those cuts occur on the timeline. So here we have a cut, boom, it's detected that. Let's check this clip, make sure this clip works fine. I believe it has. There you go. So what you can do with this is take, like you can download a YouTube video if you're practicing your editing. And obviously when you download a YouTube video, it's not going to have any of the hard cuts in there. It's not a project file, it's just a video file. Using this tool, you can throw this clip in the timeline, hit scene edit detector, and you've now got a bunch of clips that you can practice editing with. So there's a bunch of different use cases. In this case, I'm using it because I'm treating the footage before I send it off to my editor. You could be capturing some old tech, or you could just be practicing your edit. So it's a really powerful tool to have in your arsenal, and I recommend that everyone gets used to using this. I like to say the old adage, work smarter, not harder. That's something I really vibe with, and I just feel like this is one of those little tutorial things that if you know how to use it or you know about it, it can be really powerful at saving you money, time, and just one of those things that's pretty cool to know. Obviously, it might not get it right every time, like if the footage is dark, real light, if you're shooting at night, it might have a harder time detecting it. I'm not 200% sure how the AI works, but I imagine there is some scenarios where it doesn't work. But as an editor, you should 100% be checking through your footage at least once. Just put all your footage on a timeline, go through it and check it rigorously. As an editor, you should be doing that. So if you guys want any other tutorials, give us a shout at Hypnostalgia. Be sure to check out the page. We're going to be posting this tutorial that I'm editing here very shortly, and that is how to create a cinematograph. So we're creating some cool stuff for you folks to check out. If there's anything you want to know, just let us know and we will make you a video and we will explain it. Remember folks, your business is different and your content should be too. Always strive to make new content that engages people, content that entertains people, and hopefully these little tips that I'll be throwing out will help you create content that will elevate your output, you elevate your business, elevate your brand. So thanks for watching, guys. See you later. To check out some of our previous content, click the video on screen now to check out the epic B-roll video where we take a monster can and make it look snazzy on the cheap.